الله الرحمن الرحيم. ويجوز للمسافر والعبد والمريض أن يقيم الجمعة.
Okay, stop there. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So we discussed this here. We said that Jum'ah is not wajib on a musafir, right? And we said Jum'ah is not wajib upon a sick person. The person can't make it to the masjid. And we said also Jum'ah is not wajib upon musafir, slave. But if these people happen to be the imam, like how you got a visitor from out of town here, so you want to put him as Jum'ah, so he's a musafir. So technically speaking, Jum'ah is not wajib upon him. Technically speaking, Jum'ah is not wajib upon him. But if he was the imam or the slave, Jum'ah was not wajib upon him, but he was a knowledgeable person, he could read well, and he was made the imam, right? Or the sick person, he was sick, he was excused, but despite that, he forced himself and he went, right? So, yes, we'll say the Jummah will be valid. The Jummah will be valid. Read, sit, read. Riyah is reading, right? وقال الزفر ولقد الزفر لا يجزيه. Imam Zufar rahimahullah ta'ala says, no, it will not suffice him. In other words, such a person will not be the imam. لأنه لا فرض عليه, because he's saying, look here, Jummah was not faraz on this person in the first place. Jummah wasn't faraz. So if Jummah wasn't faraz on this person, that means the Jummah is like a nafil for him, right? So if he's reading nafil, the other people's is faraz. So how can you have, it's like she saying it is like a muftarid khalf al-mutanafi. What is like a muftarid khalf al-mutanafi? لا فرض عليه. So he says like, فأشبه الصبي والمرأة. This is like, like a child, that it is Jummah is not wajib upon a child. So like in the Hanafi madhab, a child can't be the imam, or woman can't be the imam, right? So hence, if a musafir, a slave, or the sick person was the imam, the Jummah of the people behind him is not correct, right? So that is Imam Zufar's. Besides Imam Zufar, the other Imam of the Ahnaf say it's fine. It can be the imam. This is their reasoning. Read.
ولنا أن هذا رخصة فإذا
هذه رخصة.
فإذا حضروا يقع فرضا على ما بيناه.
Right. So how to see, because of the difficulty that these people are experiencing, Shariat has given them some type of leeway. Right? Like how similar to see, like we told you, when a person is traveling, right? You don't have to fast immediately. You can delay his fast till a later stage. But if he wants to fast there, despite the rukhsat, besides the concession Shariat has given him, but if he wants to fast immediately, he can fast. So same thing they say here, that this is a rukhsat. The Shariat has said you don't have to read Jummah, but if you want to read your Jummah is valid. So same thing. If you don't want to fast now, you don't have to fast. But if you fast, your fast is valid. Understood that? وَلَنَا أَنَّ هَذِهِ رُخْصَةٌ. It is a concession. So فَإِذَا حَضَرُوا, when they are present, يَقَوْ فَرْضًا عَلَى مَا بَيَّنَّاهُ. It will take place as far as what they explained to you earlier. They say that you don't have to do it. You're not compelled because of the difficulty. But if you want to do it, no problem. It will take place. Right, carry on. Right, so we discussing now their proofs. Like how Imam said, look here, a child can't be the imam, is right, and a woman can't be an imam. And if they were the imams, then the Jummah is not valid. We say no, this is what we say, qiyas ma'al tariq. You're comparing apples to oranges or apples to pears. The reason why a child cannot be imam is not because not farz upon him, because maslubul ahliyati, that from the very beginning, Shariat has not considered him worthy of being a imam. والمرأة لا تصلح للإمامة الرجال And a woman also, she cannot be, it's not appropriate that she make imamat of the men, right? So what he's saying there is, it is not like that it was like in all these instances what we have, it was initially forced upon them, but then because of the concession, it was dropped off. So they never exercised the option of the concession. Because they never exercised the option of the concession, they can still read the namaz. These people here, from the very beginning, they were not candidates for imamat. You understand what I'm saying? You saw the difference between the two. The ones we discussing that initially it was necessary for them. A slave is a normal human being, male. You was, but because of the difficulty that he'll experience from the master, is a concession for him. The sick person, the male, it was necessary upon him. But because of the difficulty he will have in going to the masjid, the Sharia has created a concession for him. The Musafir, initially it was wajib upon him, but because of the difficulty with experience in going to the masjid, the Sharia has created a concession for him. You understood that? Unlike these two, which is the child and the lady, from the very onset, they were not candidates for this position, right? Carry on. سيري والمرأة لا تصلح للإمامة الرجال, right? Yeah. So what does aqidu bihim al-jum'at? What do you mean that about that? Remember we told you that you, according to preferred Hanafi madhab, you must have 3 musallin and 1 imam, isn't it? Obviously 1 imam, but there must be 3 musallin besides the imam. So these people can make up the numbers also. So if you got 3 musafirs there, or if you got 3 marids there, or 3 slaves there, that's fine. That's good enough to establish the Jum'ah as well. But then aqidu bihim al-Jum'atu, Jum'ah will take place for them. Why? لأنهم صلحوا للإمامة, because they are, like we explained to you now in detail, they are worthy candidates for imamat. فيصلحون للاقتداء. So if they are worthy for imamat, they can be the imam. And obviously to a great extent. فيصلحون للاقتداء. They will be worthy candidates for iqtida, to follow the imam بالطريق الأولى, to a greater degree, to a greater extent, right? Read the next verse.
قال ومن صلى الظهر في الجمعة قبل صلاة الإمام ولا عذر له بني له ذلك وجاز صلاته.
Right. Interesting مسألة. ومن صلى الظهر في منزله يوم الجمعة قبل صلاة الإمام ولا عذر له كره ذلك وجاز صلاته. So somebody read Zohar by his house before the time. He didn't have a plausible excuse for not going to the masjid, right? He was just pure lazy. He was just pure lazy. So he read the Zohar by his house. He said, no, I'm not supposed to go today for Jummah. Jummah, I don't let to go for Jummah. I'm just reading Zohar by namaz by the house, right? And then after that, wala udhra, there's no excuse for him. كره له ذلك وجاز صلاته. So obviously he's done a very wrong. Why? Because he, as I said in the Quran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله. When it's called out, you must فاسعوا, you must hasten towards the masjid. This person doesn't hasten towards the masjid, so he's done wrong. So that is makruh. So but the Zohar namaz will be valid. It will be recorded that he done the Zohar, he done the Salat at the time, but it is a great deal of karahat, right? So ومن صلى الظهر في منزله house يوم الجمعة الجمعة قبل صلاة الإمام, before the Salat of Imam, ولا عذر له, there is no excuse for him. Right? كره له ذلك, that is makruh. And I told you that in the Hanafi madhab, when you get the word mutlaq makruh, means makruh mahrimi. So although his Zohar is done, and obviously this is for a male, it's not for a female, then you say engage in a makruh tahrimi, a close to haram action, right? Carry on. Right. So as Imam Bukhari says that if a person read the Zohar and he had no excuse not to go to the masjid, we'll say as though the Zohar is not done. We'll say as though he didn't fulfill the obligation of the time. Why? Because look here, Jumu'ah was wajib upon this person. What was wajib upon him? Jumu'ah was wajib upon him. And he came and he done something else. Because if you are a Mukim, you're in the city, you got excuse, no excuse not to read the Jumu'ah namaz, right, etc. So then Jumu'ah is wajib upon you. So one thing is wajib upon him, and he went to go do another thing. One thing was wajib upon him, and he went to do another thing. So you can't, like I say, you owe me a book. Now you want to give me a pen. I said, no, but you don't owe me a pen. Right? So you can't fulfill something that you owe with another thing. Right? You understood that? That's what Imam Zufar is saying. وقال زفر لا يجزيه ولا يجزيه ولا يجزيه will not suffice him. لأن عنده الجمعة هي الفريضة في صلاة, because according to him, right? According to Imam Zufar, الجمعة هي الفريضة في صلاة, is the Jum'ah was a thing that was faraz upon him from the very, very beginning. Jum'ah was the thing that was faraz upon him from the very, very beginning, right? In the surah. وَالظُّهْرُ كَالْبَدْلِ عَنْهُ. And Zuhr is only a badal, is only a substitute for those people who are excused. Right? That's what I'm saying. And here this person is not excused. So why will you go to the substitute when you've got 100% qudrat upon the original? وَلَا مَصِيرَ إِلَى الْبَدْلِ. We will not go to the substitute. فَعَلَى قُدْرَةِ عَلَى الْأَصْلِ, whilst he has qudrat upon the original. Right? So that is Imam Zufar's reasoning. It's why the Zohar will not take place at all, as though he did not do anything. Read the next text.
هذا هو الواجب إلا أنه مشهور بالإثباته وأداء الجمعة.
Okay, so our reasoning why we say the Zohar is done, but with a great deal of karahat, is actually opposite to the reasoning of Imam Zuhar. What we say is this: we saying that look here, that originally, what was wajib in this time here? Zohar was wajib in this time, not Jum'ah, right? But then the asal was Zohar. The asal was Zohar. But then Allah Ta'ala changed it, and He made the asal what? Not He made that if you are in a city, you mukim, you healthy, etc., etc., then you will substitute your Zohar with Jum'ah. You will substitute your Zohar with Jum'ah. So Zohar is the asal, and Jum'ah is the badal. You understand that? ولنا أن أصل الفرض هو الظهور. According to us, the actual compulsion is right, Zohar. في حق الكافة with regards to everybody, right? هذا هو الظاهر. That is, I mean, it's apparent that before Jum'ah became wajib, Zohar to do. إلا أنه مأمور بإسقاطه بأداء الجمعة. إلا أنه مأمور بإسقاطه بأداء. But except he has been commanded with the Zohar being dropped off by him doing Jum'ah. So when does the original obligation of Zohar drops off? Because this was the original obligation. So Allah Ta'ala changed it, and He made the obligation what? He made the substitute what? Jum'ah. So if that original was Zohar ma'murun bi isqatihi, he has been commanded that ma'murun bi isqati, that the Zohar will drop off when you do the Jum'ah. But he never do the Jum'ah. You never do the substitute. So it means it reverts to the asal, which is what? The asal, which is Zohar. وَهَذَا لِأَنَّهُ مُتَمَكِّنٌ مِنْ أَدَاءِ الظُّهْرِ بِنَفْسِهِ دُونَ الْجُمْعَةِ لِلتَّوَقُّفِ عَلَى شَرَائِطِهَا لَا تَتِمُّ بِهِ وَحْدَهُ وَعَلَى التَّمَكُّنِ يَدُومُ التَّكْلِيفِ. So this is because he is able to هذا متمكن من أداء الظهر بنفسه دون الجمعة, that he is a Zohar namaz you can read on your own. You don't have to have a Jamaat. There's no condition like you must have the Imam, you must have the 3 people. أنت متمكن من أداء الظهر بنفسه. Do that not in Jum'ah. للتوقف على شرائط. We know Jum'ah, you must have the Imam and the three people. لا يتم به وحده. Right? وعلى التمكن يدور التكليف. And when you are able to do something, then you're obligated to do. When you're able, then you're obligated. So yeah, he is able to do the Zohar namaz. Hence, it will be necessary. You said that Zohar will be valid because he had the qudrat and he had the ability to do it, right? Let's stop there. We'll continue, inshallah. So we're breaking today. The holiday starts today, nah? So we're opening not just coming Wednesday, the following Wednesday. What's the date of the following Wednesday? Huh? What? The 8th. So inshallah, we will resume classes on the 8th. Allah Ta'ala accept your people's efforts. Allah Ta'ala show it on the times. We pursue the Aadiel, inshallah.